long nose thing with a too short. You can see the front bit rock off. Still up in the end, still up in the. Gee. There's a lot of chaos happening in the world at the moment, and so we want to shed light on what is unfolding. And the immediate thing that's top of mind is the migrant crisis that's happening in the European Union. It's a mad thing, all right? We got people coming on the boats, taking all our fucking jobs. What's going on, mate?
Real shit.
What do you have to say about that?
People coming on the boats. Is there other ways for them to arrive into the country? And who are funding these boats? How are these guys, like, how are these people arriving? Nice. You got more info than me on this. So
You just made a post about
I made a post about the last war on Europe, yeah. What is the last war on Europe? I mean, the last war on Europe is basically trying to absolutely destroy the country by flooding it with immigrants, basically, you know? Poor immigrants, but they're just being shipped into the country without being integrated, and so the culture gets destroyed. And when you destroy the culture in the country, you destroy the foundational thing that connects the people of that country, that unifies them. And when you disconnect people from each other, it becomes very easy to control them. So it's just a big fucking strategic game by the elite. They're playing it well, I would say. They're playing it very well. They're doing really good. France is a shit show. Germany is a shit show. Most countries in Europe is a shit show. The UK is a shit show. Sweden's becoming a shit show. Norway is still holding on. But yeah, it's the whole thing, you know, and we don't want to fault the immigrants either, because they're just a part of this system. They've grown up in very rough environments, so them just getting a one-way ticket to paradise, how it's framed, you know, come to this country, live in a hotel in London, get paid to live in a hotel in London and do fuck all.
Star hotel, you know, yeah. Why not?
Why not?
I'd do it if I was them.
Yeah, I would do it too. So you can't really fault them, but that's definitely going on. That's a big thing. Yeah. What do we do about that? What do we do about the last war in Europe? Probably fuck all. Leave Europe.
Well,
And
I think number one is leave Europe.
yeah.
Number one is leave Europe, I would say. I mean, look, it depends on who you are. There are some people that are like, no, don't run away from the problems. Stay there, face it head on. And I think there are certain people that are designed to do that. I think for me and you, like truthfully, I don't think that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to leave the system, build a new system, and then let that system be replicated around the world. That's the way that I see the nature of our role and what we came here to do. I think that it's already going downhill. It feels unsavable at this point. But yeah, I mean, that's just pretty much where we're at, you know?
I think some people, like you said, are just meant to play a role in the falling system, like certain politicians and whatnot. Like, there are a good amount of politicians that have good intentions and that are trying to, you know, fix this sinking ship. And some people need to play their role, dipping out of the system and building a new one. But yeah, it's definitely sad. In the grand scheme of things, it's all just a big play. And it's important to remember that too, not get too attached in the play. But still playing this game, like not bypassing. So yeah, a whole lot of things going on, a whole lot of wars going on. I mean, it feels kind of like redundant to talk about it in a way, because what is there to say, you know? There's evil people running this world. They're trying to make life hell for everybody so that they can have more control and more power and stimulating and satisfying their own demonic egos. And that's that. That's what's going on. Most people don't have the backbone to do anything about it, and they're just falling into their trap because they're wired to pursue comfort and what feels safe, what is familiar. And that's what's going on, you know? It's like, you know what it kind of reminds me of? An Enderman farm in Minecraft. You build an Enderman farm in Minecraft. You basically put an Endermite, which is this little mouse that the Endermen are just wired to chase. And then you build a little contraption, a little hole right in front of it. And the Endermen, when they spawn, just instantly run towards it, fall and die. And do that on repeat and on repeat and on repeat. And that feels like what the elite have done with most humans. It's just created this spawn trap reality where people are just doomed from the day that they spawn into this world.
Great. Good job. Playing it well. I think it's all pretty exciting, to be honest. You know? It's like chaos all over the world. Feels like we're just in one big movie, you know? And so, like, why not just, like, enjoy it whilst we're here? You know? And just, like, entertain the idea of systems crumbling. I think it's pretty lit, you know? And...
I mean, the fact that we can sit and laugh at it, definitely, it says something.
It says we're privileged white boys.
Yeah. It's true, but also, like, it doesn't benefit anybody for us to just sit here and fucking be depressed. Like, is that the thing that would have been a better thing to do? Like, you saying you're excited about what's going on in the world, it's better to be excited about what is going on than not excited, you know?
100%, 100%.
And I guess also we can ask, like, why does it make you excited? Is it because you're a fucking psychopath that loves seeing people suffer? No. So why does it make you excited?
Well, I think because there's a level of detachment from the thing, you know, like, but we're still living on this planet. You know, we're still at fault to it to a certain degree. We're still affected by it. But it's the fact that we're not allowing ourselves to be victims of it. That's the main thing. Most people will go around this life and something negative will happen to them. They make that their identity. It's like, oh, life is happening to me, problems are happening to me, and they get stuck in this loop, stuck in this identity. But I think the nature of how we live our lives is things aren't happening to us, it's happening for us. We get to be the observer of the thing that's occurring, and we don't make that who we are. You know, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's what's top of mind.
I remember reading the book in 1984 in high school, and something that I remember from that book is they had a war with 3 continents. So the planet acquired power and 3 continents ruled the world, and there was a constant fight between these 3 continents. And I don't know why they're doing these things. I don't know if even they are doing these things. Maybe it's just human ignorance. But what seems to be clear, there's lots of fishy things going on, like people landing on the boats in different Western European countries. That's weird. Different surveillance systems being put up in the United Kingdom. That's also very weird and very suspicious. Like, it's called a carbon meter. Like, if you're driving down the street, they'll mark your carbon footprint or whatever, and if you're over it, they're gonna fine you. That's a nice way of saying it, but you're putting up more cameras and more surveillance and more everything. So that scares me. You know, I was in China. China is a big surveillance state, and it feels very surveillance-y. It feels like you can't get away with crimes there. I mean, that's a good thing in an essence. But also, if you speak out against a leader, that's it. Where did you go? We have no idea. So it seems like Donald Trump now actually, honestly and surprisingly, is heading to that direction. Him being best friends with Putin. And him arresting people him sending the FBI agents to people that speak out against him, which is just absurd.
He's doing that?
Yeah, that happened recently.
Shit. Not
I
surprising.
mean, it's happening in the UK as well. Like, sorry to interrupt, I was gonna say, like, this whole Keir Starmer guy, like, he's literally got people coming to people's front doors, getting them arrested for making certain posts about negative, you know, saying something negative about the government. It's ridiculous. And I think I saw another post as well, something about, I don't even remember the context now, but it's like, truth be told, like, you can't even do research, you can't even be looking at certain material without having repercussions in the UK now. And so, like, they're going to be tracking stuff, something about giving away encrypted messaging as well. Like, if you don't want to quote me on this, but like, Safety is going down the drain, you know, in terms of like what you can and can't do, what you can and can't say. And yeah, it's all one big clown world, clown show that's unfolding.
I just want to finish with this, based on something that you said, Leo, is that, like, why is this funny? It's also funny to me when I hear that things are collapsing, and it's like, yeah, it's funny. Why is it funny? Is it because I'm a sadistic person? No, because I'm seeing human ignorance fall apart. The ignorance that people have created, that is coming right back into their face. And I just can't help but to laugh. Like, what else are you going to do? And also, it's funny in a certain sense because I also am detached from that. I don't need to be a part of this. I don't need to go and criticize some leader. It's like all funny to me. I can go in the woods, I'm up in some mountain and live just off of the rainwater and the soil, and that's okay. And you're gonna try to, like, no, that's not gonna happen. So the foolish, ignorant people are gonna destroy themselves, and that's always funny to me.
I mean, yeah, you got to treat this life like it's a game at the end of the day. You know, it's like if you was playing a game, like I used to play RuneScape back in the days. If my character, you know, loses some money, yeah, I'll be emotionally vested to a certain degree. I'll be kind of sad, but it's not the end of the world, you know. Or if my character gets attacked, it's like, okay, that kind of hurts. But it's like we don't want to be overly identified with the problems that are occurring. We want to watch them, we want to witness them, and we want to treat this life like it's a game, truth be told. You know, like, and if the game is boring, do everything in your power to try and make it fun. If your job is dead and you don't like your job, leave. Find another job. If, you know, you're not making enough money and you're sick of that, don't be a victim, you know. Do everything in your power to try and change your reality. And of course, some people have it easier than others, but I think that we are co-creators of this reality with God, with the divine. We can choose how we want to live our lives. We can choose how we spend our time. And once you realize that, and you realize that this is literally just a game, you realize that things start working in your favor.
Amen. I just saw this photo in my head of like a person on the ground outside, just having lost all hope, all belief, all in themselves, all safety, just crumbling to the anxiety and the depression of existence, and crying and crying and crying and crying and breaking down and crying some more. And then going through that, then, oh shit, I'm actually not dead. This was the lowest that it could be, and now from this point I can live. It's like one of the most liberating things. And I think most people could significantly, everybody will benefit from an experience like that. And if you are somebody that wants a bit, like if your life is fucking boring, like you have nothing to lose. If your life is boring, the worst thing that could happen if you try to like pivot things is that you die. But that would be very, 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 even that would be almost an impossibility. But even if you die, at least you died pursuing something that was less boring than your current life. And there's more soul growth in that at the end of the day anyway. So that's actually what you would want. So you can't lose by taking a risk. If your life is shit, if you're bored by it, take a risk, and you know, worst case, you just lose everything and you die to your ego and you feel like everything's falling apart, and then at one point, bliss is gonna come online. After maybe 6 hours of crying and bawling your eyes out, you're gonna realize that, oh shit, I'm literally just playing a game. And from this point, I can do whatever.
Yeah. Risk, I think, is the key word. You gotta be okay with losing everything. You gotta be okay with the possibility of things going wrong. Otherwise, you live in a box. You live a life of fear. You live a life of conditions. And you don't reach your full potential. You stay in this little like, oh, I go to my 9 to 5 and this is all I know, and that's it. But when you start testing the boundaries of what other people have put onto you, that is when you start creating the life that you want to create. You know, so you got to break it, you got to smash it to pieces, and it's going to be very uncomfortable, and it might feel like you're dying, literally, because this is all you've known. But I think that's the nature of reality. We come into this life, our parents, family, school, government, whatever, they place all these conditions onto us, and we go through this life becoming indoctrinated by this. And what this process in life is about de-indoctrinating ourselves. It's about throwing away the belief systems, throwing away the conditions, dissolving it until finally we are liberated, free, vibrant beings that do whatever the fuck we want whenever we want to. So, yeah, I think we all get to have that permission slip. Anyone that's watching this gets to have that permission slip, truth be told.
Amen.
I have nothing to say to that or add to that. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.